You know, sometimes during disasters and emergencies, you're going to have to be resourceful. You're going to have to learn to recycle things. Now, I came across an awesome idea for these empty little containers. As you know, I've been using a lot of them with the stove and the oven that I've been testing. So today, I'm going to show you why you may not want to throw these things out. All right, folks, welcome back. So you can make an awesome little oil lamp out of this and this. One of the things I noticed the other day was I was kind of looking at the size of the top of this thing, and I'm like, you know, that almost looks like the exact same size as one of the lids of a bell jar. So I started to think, you know, that would make an awesome idea. You know, I've had a ton of these used up since I've been playing around with the two stoves that I have, the oven and the stove. And it just bothered me to throw them out when the wick inside was still full of oil and there was still a little possible stuff on the bottom. Now this one isn't empty, so we're going to cannibalize this one for the sake of the video. But I'm going to show you how I have come up with an idea to cut this little section out and put it right in there. And you fill this with oil. It has a little bit of lamp oil in it because I tested my idea first. Now, if you have a little bit of this stuff left, you can mix it up with that lamp oil. For me, I'm just using this cheap Walmart stuff that I bought years ago. We're going to pour it in there and see how it works. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Now remember, the wick on this is going to be a little short for here. So if you have two of these, you can tie one wick onto the other and it will reach the bottom. So let me get started. I'm going to show you how I cut the top off on this to make it fit that perfectly. Now, one of the things you're going to need is a good old-fashioned can opener. I'm sure these are in almost everybody's kitchen. The safe ones that cut around the sides and don't leave sharp edges aren't going to work for this because this lip here is going to get in the way of you closing that jar, and you want that jar closed. So what I've done is I just put it in here and started to cut. So I'm just going to go around the outside of this. The edge will be a little perforated. You may have to flatten it out with a needle nose pliers or something, but it will seal up nicely. And again, you don't need a pressure-proof seal. Now you notice there is a little oil left in there. So there's your wick, okay? Excellent resource here, and we were just throwing these things away. Now I said this one has a little fuel in it, so we had to kind of cannibalize it for the sake of this video. So what I'm going to do is dump this in here, fill up a little more lamp oil, dump this in here, fill up a little more lamp oil, and show you how I connect these two together. Okay, so I've pulled this out, and I pull it from the top. Please be careful, you are dealing with sharp edges around the outside there. This cut actually came out better than this one. I still have a little flange there. So all I'm going to do is wrap these two together, because you can see, obviously, if I put this in here, it's not going to reach down into the oil. So I'm just going to wrap this one around it, give it a little knot, tie it up, and show you how this works. All right, so I just made a quick little knot there. Again, this doesn't have to be super tight. It's not going to get disturbed a whole lot in there. Then you can place this in here, just like that. Take out your canning lid, save your ring, and just close it down around the outside. Now I like to center mine, and again, it's going to be a little uneven on the sides, but center it down tight, and there you go. Let's light this up and see how well it works. It may take a little bit of practice because I know this one was completely empty. Couple tries, I mean. There we go. Get it nice and wet. And I did put a little lamp oil on this. And there you go. So I'm going to show you how much light this will give off, and what an awesome way to recycle this whole thing. Now, the only thing I would recommend to use in here is either leftover sterno fuel or lamp oil. Nothing that's going to build up pressure, nothing that's going to explode. Definitely don't use gasoline or anything like that. Just a simple kind of oil in there. Even some vegetable oils and things like that might burn too. And look at how well that works. You could even cook over this. So instead of wasting this thing and throwing it out, now you have a wick going, you have a fire going, and you have a way to heat up your thing. And when you're done, you can simply either put this back and take that out of there, or just cap it off when you're finished. So let's look at this in the dark and see how much light this gives off. Probably not a lot, but better than nothing. Now, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to read by that. Right now, all I have on is my garage top light, you know, the one that comes on when the automatic garage door opens. So it's just one bulb. So you can see, you're probably not going to be able to read by it, but you'd definitely be able to cook by it. And that's the cool part. You get a little warmth, you get a little heat, and look at all the fuel that you can fill this up with all the way up and down. Very, very cool. Really neat little idea for recycling. Not difficult to do. This is a project pretty much anybody could do. And like I said, if you start cutting out the middle here, and we get this one out of here, if you start cutting out the middle of your can and you find you get some rough edges like that, see that? you can easily take a needle nose pliers or any pliers and just kind of flatten it out. You may even want to sand the edges so you don't have to worry about sharp edges. So let me turn on the lights and finish up the video. So this is definitely a cool way to repurpose and reuse these things. I always kind of felt guilty about throwing these out with a perfectly good wick in there and all that oil in the bottom and absolutely nothing to do with it. Now when you want to put this out, you're just simply going to take your same old thing here, put it over the top, and screw it down. You'll get some smoke and some smoldering. It's normal with these, especially with oils. And there you go, out and ready for its next use. So this is definitely a cool way to repurpose and reuse these when you're done with them. Like I said, I've gotten some of them where you'll have a little bit of that much, maybe that much oil left in them. Dump it in, keep filling it up. If your wick is starting to get crummy there, you can always pull a wick out of another one of these cans. And now I can throw this thing out and not feel guilty about throwing out a resource during an emergency. And that's what it's all about. Sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes you have to think about, how am I going to do this a little differently? And this is an excellent way to do that a little bit differently and take a resource that you would have just thrown in the trash and reuse it. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Really, all you need for this is one of these can openers. Like I said, you don't want to cut along the side because that won't seal up nice and even there. And you can save the lid, and when you want to can something else, you can really wash that out really well. I don't know that I'd probably reuse it after putting oil in there. But you can save the lid and use it for something else. Anyway, folks, that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, check all our links down below. Remember our freeze-dried wholesaler link. We got some really cool products coming out this month. There's going to be a whole video on it. Don't worry. I'm going to do the video for you. I'm going to show you everything. We're going to introduce some new products on this channel only for freeze-dried wholesalers. But in the meantime, that link up there saves you 15% just by using it. So use the link, pop over to where you're going, and buy what you want off of freeze-dried wholesalers. At the end, when you check out, you'll see my discount code up top there for 15% just by using the link. Below that, of course, is our Amazon affiliate store. Don't forget to check that out. You can even bookmark that link and use it when you shop. You don't have to buy anything in the store. Just click that link and then shop as you normally would. Search using the search bar. We do appreciate when you folks do it. It's an awesome way to support the channel without spending a penny. It doesn't cost you anything extra. And of course, our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. Got some awesome deals going on there. I'm going to try to get a video from them done this month too. And of course, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Don't forget to check it out as well. I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.